So if you've been with us over the last few days, you know that the rumors of a new Eminem and 50 Cent album has been picking up steam, and today we got more that some believe to be confirmation that 50 Cent and Eminem are indeed working on a new album. And just like the last time we covered this story, this has sparked split reactions from fans who believe 50 is quote washed when it comes to rap. And before we get to it, today we also got more from Budden, this time why he believes Drake, Lil Wayne and Nicki Minaj should never be compared to the likes of Jay and Rihanna. More on this later. And before we get started, don't forget to do all that sweet stuff that helps the channel. Like, subscribe, join, all that good stuff. And today we'll start with Russ, who's out here sharing his thoughts on the backlash that Taylor Swift has been receiving for setting the all-time record in the SoundScan era of music for first week sales that are projected to hit 4 million sold first week. And in response to this post about the increased projection, Russ started to go off. Disclaimer: I haven't listened to a Taylor Swift song in like 10 years, but I've just seen so many brain-dead takes on this album's success that I gotta say something, laughing my bum off. Billboard only counts 4 physical sales per customer and 1 digital sale per week for your information. But to add to this, as far as I know, since Taylor Swift reportedly has 30 variants, that would make it 4 copies per variant, so a single devoted fan could boost her numbers to over 100, although I don't know if all 30 variants have physical copies. And back to Russ and her building a fan base off of music dedicated enough to actually purchase her music should be nothing but admired. Y'all's favorite artists fake their streams and do not actually sell ish, laughing my bum off, and yet she's being clowned for building a fan base so dedicated that they buy her music. Y'all are freaking idiots and have the game backwards, laughing emoji. And variants or not, this is impressive, as reports already showed that she's done over 500,000 equivalent albums sold via streaming alone. And this reply caught Russ's attention. Like, I'm confused, they are clowning pure sales, laughing emoji, to which Russ reacted, clowning actual sales while celebrating fake streams, laughing emojis, hilarious. And you wouldn't believe what a user added under Russ's post: had someone tell me Eminem's sales are unimpressive because that's back when you had to buy a CD, not like people were streaming it. That's when I knew I had to bow out of all arguments. And on the variants, after Russ was accused of getting paid to defend Taylor Swift, he reacted with, "Variants don't create demand, they serve it. You could have 1,000 variants, but if no one wants to buy them, they won't sell. LOL. Her fans buy because they want to, not cause they are tricked." Laughing emojis. Doing these kind of numbers is impressive. I don't know how anyone can refute that. LOL. Now, variants are an easy way to test the dedication of your fan base, and in the hip-hop space, Travis Scott has been using this tactic to boost his sales because of his dedicated fan base. And Russ is right, a Budden is not gonna do Taylor Swift numbers even if he released 1,000 variants for an album he drops today. The quality of your fandom in terms of dedication and purchasing power is what makes it possible for people like Taylor Swift to do this. And it might come off as desperate to break Adele's record, but if the fans are willing to buy, why turn down the free money? And Russ had time on his hands, as in response to a post about how this is a cash grab by Taylor Swift, Russ added, "You're describing normal market segmentation that every industry does as exploitation. Car companies, sneaker brands, fashion lines, etc. all do different colorways / drops to appeal to different customers. If I drop merch and have one hoodie but 7 different colors of it, I'm greedy?" Laughing emoji. It is basic supply and demand psychology, not manipulation. LOL. All the takes I've seen just seem like a resentment towards noticeable scale, meaning that when an artist gets so big that monetization becomes super visible, some people get turned off because they interpret business transparency as greed, but a fan still has agency. No one is forced to buy 7 versions of an album or 7 different hoodies. And Russ is speaking from the business perspective, and business-wise, he's not wrong. People forget that all of these artists are in the music business. After all, the numbers matter to them, and that's how they maintain that lavish lifestyle. And in response to a user clowning Taylor Swift's equivalent album sales from streaming, 500,000 in streams and 3.5 million in pure sales means no one is actually listening to the music numbnuts. The issue for most is artistic integrity, not the greed. This mediocre album from a mediocre artist doesn't really deserve the entire moment it is getting, but your issue is with your peers laughing, and peace sign emoji. And Russ fired back with, doing 500,000 off streams means the album was streamed roughly 750 million times. That's just US numbers, lol. If that's indicative of no one listening to the music, then I hope no one listens to mine one day. Why do stupid people speak? Speak? These people can vote. And last exchange, before we head to the next topic, for someone who is anti-label, you sure are riding so hard for Taylor and her label's antics. Would you sell multiple variants of your albums? Let's do 30 variants of your last album. Would that go in line with what you have been preaching for years? Or do you just hate rap dudes? And if Russ had the kind of fandom that Taylor Swift has, I'm sure he would have released 30 variants of his last album if the demand was there. I think we've seen enough from him to come to this conclusion. And Russ reacted, "You are a moron. I'm writing for artists, building up a diehard fan base. What I've been preaching for years." Rappers also put up multiple variants of their album. Young Thug, rightfully so, has like 18 different variants available as we speak. Laughing emojis. I really hate stupid people. And this kind of proves the point he made earlier, because if Young Thug had 18 variants and album sales of 54,000 first week, it proves that it is the dedication and deep pockets of your fanbase that matters the most, regardless of if people think it is exploitative or not. And I'll be looking forward to your thoughts in the comment section. And moving on, over the past few days, rumors have been circulating about a 50 and Eminem collaboration album in the pipelines, and we got what some believe to be confirmation that this is indeed happening. And it all started from this post after fans were going off about how it is too late for a 50 and Eminem album. No one wants a new 50 and M album, but yet they are one of the highest played hip-hop artists worldwide. None of your opinions matter, laughing my bum off. And under this reaction, after that ish 50 did on Nas's album, he gotta win some folks back, we got this reply. Truthfully, he was on tour when he dropped that verse, rapped it from his hotel room right before going to the venue. But sit tight, something dope is on the way, and this made its way to Reddit. More confirmation of the Eminem and 50 Cent album and or 50 Cent solo album from an old This Is 50 employee, and it continues. Hardcore Flavor used to work in the G-Unit / This Is 50 office, and he's still close to those guys. However, this was met with more reactions like, yeah, no, I don't want no M and 50 album, really. 50 is a businessman with some great songs, that's it. None of the ish he did with M in the last, 15 years was good. Let us hear some bars from Royce instead. But to the fans against the idea, some have added, did it ever occur to y'all that 50 and Eminem might be doing a collab album just because they've always wanted to? If you think people don't want this album, you are sadly mistaken. If you don't want to listen to it, then don't. It wouldn't be made for you anyways. This project would clearly be made for themselves and their fans. Just yapping on here talking about nobody wants it and it's 2025 just for you to end up listening anyways. And that's the thing. All the fans crying about how they don't want the collab album to happen with M and 50 would stay up till midnight to listen to the album on release day if it was announced tomorrow. The fact that this is still a rumor is why it is so convenient for fans to say they don't want it. And moving on, before we end it today, we got a clip from the Joe Budden podcast of Joe out here speaking on why Drake, Wayne and Nicki shouldn't be compared to Jay, Ye and Rihanna, and spoiler alert, it has got nothing to do with the music they make and everything to do with pocket watching.
I never want to hear Wayne, Drake, and Nicki in comparison to Hove, Rihanna, and Kanye for reasons such as this. We here now. We not guessing and speculating no more. Who cares what song you like, is what I'm saying. Hove found a way. He went in, saw what was happening, took the information, got buddy-buddy with the people he needed to, and then left to build his own.
Well, Hove walked in the game that way, though. I was going to remember that.
It's a little different when you walked in owning your own shit versus you walked in being signed to 77 people.
Hove didn't walk in owning his own shit. Hove fought the good fight and went to that meeting with Leor in the back room that Dame is still mad at and got all his shit.
I'm not talking about that. I just think he learned a different thing with regards to leverage.
It was a little more strategic. Can I ask a question about that? Because there's a missing piece that I'm trying to... What was the step that Hove took to get into that upper room the other independent artists did not get to? Like even the Master P's of the world, right?
Well, you got to dominate.
I think two things, too.
You have to dominate, number one.
We gonna miss
So
one.
everybody's not allowed to have this conversation. It's a very small group that even get to having this conversation. He was dominant. at the time?
I think two things. I think we discount the fact that he was married, plays a huge part, and I think
Who?
that Jay,
He wasn't married at the time.
He wasn't married.
when he got to that next level, they were married.
It helped.
No, he wasn't.
It helped.
Are you saying married or married to Beyonce?
Married to Beyonce.
Gotcha. Okay.
Beyonce by your side is going to help.
And I think that also, I think he was able to pivot and do side ventures that were ultimately extremely profitable. And so now that gives me leverage now that y'all not the only people that feed me. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So again, I say this all the time. If you give somebody the power to feed you, you also give those people the power to starve you. And so I think we seeing this with Drake right now. Like, you not getting 300 million over here, 200 million over here, 200 million over here to where you could tell the music industry suck my d. I think Jay-Z was able to pivot and do other shit that was profitable. And now he was like,
But we're not there.
You still speaking about mentality. There's no blueprint. There's no pamphlet on how any of us get in, and none of us have the same story.
that's true.
Once you get in, it's on you to find the exit.
I agree.
Well,
It's on you to find the, and I want to highlight that because Hov could have stayed in whatever worker deal he was in, getting worker splits.
But it's different. You got to go to Hov's previous career before.
I was
rap.
about to say, I walked in the game, not a worker.
Yeah, I've already got my mentality's different on the walking.
Awesome.
Which is your mentality.
The rest of you,
Yes, exactly.
have to get it however you get it. And in most instances, that comes from you actually learning your worth or learning how much bread you are making a company.
Yes.
Or it comes from you reading the fine print in your contract, or it comes from you getting enough, or it comes from you recognizing when you're at your peak and when it's time to funnel that in a different way, which is Hov gets all the credit for continuously finding the exit all through. So I mean, Rihanna, I'm not mad that she's never put an album out. Why would you? I left as the best. My last body of work was the best. And now I'm making wazoo amounts of money by being who I am. That's how you take the equity that they build in you and funnel it back. That money is not in music for musicians.
And it is crazy how people who don't want to talk about music numbers are so eager to talk about money that's got nothing to do with the music. Like Jay-Z trying to be Jack Dorsey may matter for an artist trying to use hip-hop as a stepping stone to greener pastures, but what has that got to do with hip-hop, especially from the perspective of a hip-hop fan? Jay-Z getting more billions of dollars in the business space has no effect on a fan, and a user expanded. Not Joe glazing Hov for no reason, post no casino. We are talking the best musically, and it is a great rivalry with no standout. Jay-Z was not more dominant than Drake is at any point, so horrible argument. And Joe was mad Beyonce got brought up, laughing emoji. Jay milked off Timberlake and Beyonce. And sometimes I wonder if people call Jay-Z the GOAT because of his music or because of his business moves and Beyonce. But that will be all for today, and I'll be looking forward to your thoughts in the comment section. Thanks for watching, and I will see you on the next one.